Last time he brought with him a cage covered in a blanket that contained a mystery animal. He wouldn't show us what it was until the premiere of his film Climate Hustle. And man, oh man, has his film, which mocks climate change hysteria, his film has created a firestorm since then. Check out Jimmy Kimmel's reaction to the movie.
Hi, I'm Aradhana Tripathi. I'm a paleoclimatologist and isotope geochemist.
Hi, I'm Alex Hall, and I'm a climate scientist.
I'm Jeremy Pell, and I'm a hydroclimatologist.
I'm Nina Karnofsky, and I'm a polar ecologist.
I'm Chuck Taylor, and I'm an environmental analytical chemist.
I'm John Dorsey. I'm a marine environmental scientist.
Over the past 40 years, thousands of scientists have studied climate change.
Definitely happening.
And it's caused by human beings.
That's you and me.
And the consequences could be extremely dire.
Catastrophic.
Apocalyptic.
And here's the thing. When we tell you all this, we're not with you.
Joining me now is Executive Director and Chief Correspondent of ClimateDepot.com and the filmmaker of Climate Hustle, Marc Morano. Marc, hi, how are you?
Hi, Liz. How's it going? Thank you for having me back.
Good, of course. I expected you to be in a tux. I thought that was going to be a regular thing now.
Well, that was for the DC premiere last time I was on. So
and here I thought it was just for me.
Now. Sorry.
I thought it was just for me. All right, Jimmy Kimmel's response, it was a political messaging masked in comedy, which is effective. What'd you think of his response?
Yes. Well, if you kept it going, he had scientist after scientist using the F word, and it ends with like a 6-year-old boy dropping the F-bomb on TV for comedic effect. They went out and actually went through all this trouble. They went out a few weeks earlier and interviewed these they're all local professors that they got, I think, affiliated with UCLA, and they told them what they were doing, and they all jumped on the bandwagon. This was about 5 or 6 professors that they had in the video. The whole point is their claims, and that's what the movie was made, it's not thousands of scientists, and even the scientists who believe in man-made climate change aren't going to say it's apocalyptic. They got some very extreme scientists to talk about apocalypse and very bad and dangerous. So it's Jimmy Kimmel spent 7-minute rant because of Climate Hustle, the film, and that's on ABC News late night. That is a pretty impressive feat in and of itself, and the best he could do was bring out 5 or 6 professors who claim that it's real and catastrophic and drop the F-bomb.
I know,
and
look at how proud you are.
He didn't refute anything scientifically.
I know, look at how proud you are of that response. I was joking while the video was playing that the titles of the scientists were so long and funny, I wondered if they made them up for the film, or for their response. But did Jimmy Kimmel say anything about actually having watched your film?
No, he didn't say anything about that. He was just mocking the idea that there would be any global warming skeptics. And that's similar to my Bill Nye interview. They want to make anyone who doesn't buy the United Nations Al Gore view of climate science, they want to make you feel like you're not cool in the case of Jimmy Kimmel. They want to make you feel stupid. They want to make you feel out of the mainstream and marginalized, and they want to silence you. That's why they want to put us in jail. That's why they want to prosecute. And that's what Jimmy Kimmel was all about. We were attacked by United Nations lead scientists who also did not see the movie. They were calling the movie propaganda before it even came out to theaters. And this is just what they do. They know that the movie's not going to be kind to them. They know that it's going to expose what the United Nations' involvement has been. And we show that in the film, that essentially it's a lobbying organization. It's a science body. It's a political organization masquerading as a science body. And that's why they're very threatened by this, because much like Jimmy Kimmel did, we appeal to people, we use humor, and we appeal to the average American when they watch this. They're skeptical for a reason, and we show them the hard science.
Right, I think you're exactly right that Jimmy Kimmel's using the tactic of trying to make you not cool or not feel like you're one of the cool kids if you don't support this, because we all know if you don't use the F word, or if you do use the F word, that's what makes you cool. So ridiculous. It's like a teenager, high school tactic. Let me ask you this then. If the UN and people who push climate change are a lobbying body, why are they fixated on this one issue when there's so many other pressing issues in our world?
Well, if you go back to the 1960s with the overpopulation fear, and then the 80s and 90s with the deforestation, the Amazon's going to disappear, it's always been an environmental scare that has the same exact solutions, which are always central planning, empowering international organizations, bureaucrats to regulate almost every aspect of our lives, whether it's overpopulation, which was all the same proposals. So what they're doing is they're using the climate scare as their vehicle to achieve their political ends. And we actually have the EU climate commissioner say, even if we're not right on the science, we're doing the right thing by policy, which the UN has been very clear about. They're going to redistribute wealth by policy. The UN chief has actually said, we seek a centralized transformation that will make life on planet Earth very different for everyone on Earth. I mean, this is what they want to do. It's policy, policy, policy. Even our own EPA administrator, Obama's EPA administrator, came out this week and admitted that this isn't about affecting the climate. The climate regulations, so to speak, in quotes, don't impact the climate. It's about restructuring the economy. At least they're actually open about it.
Right.
And I do have that animal now. I can reveal it if you'd like me to.
I do. Let me make this one point, and then I want to get to that. Our viewers, I think, want to get to it even quicker. But you're exactly right that the climate change agenda is about establishing a global government that has sovereignty over individual nations and then giving our money away to other people, redistribution of wealth. But yes, let's get to that animal. So for the viewers that might be tuning in for the first time.
They admit that. Okay, sure.
Yeah, they admit that. For the viewers that might be tuning in that did not see this segment the last time, you brought an animal with you that you said has been held up by liberals as something impacted by climate change. You wouldn't show us what it is. We have a short video of that, so let's take a look.
Well, we are going to be disclosing this animal, which was used as a mascot for man-made global cooling in the 1970s by ABC News. This same animal, by ABC News 30 years later, is being used as a mascot for man-made global warming. So in the 1970s, they said this animal was migrating south because it was getting too cold because of global cooling. And now the same animal is having to migrate north to get cool because it's getting too warm because of global warming. It holds the distinction of being the only animal used in both global warming and global cooling.
Mark, drum roll. What was that animal? What is that animal?
Okay, I have my assistant here. Bring out the animal.
We're ready for the big
reveal.
reveal.
The assistant has the gloves on just in case it gets a little frisky. This is the animal. We never got past this last time. Theater goers across the country on May 2nd got to see what animal it was. And Liz, for you and America One tonight, I'm going to give you guys a treat. Where is he? Okay, this is it. The lowly, humble, heat-loving armadillo. This is the global warming and global cooling mascot. The only animal, we gotta be careful here. The only animal that has been used in both the global cooling, coming ice age scare of the 70s, and now the global warming scare.
Mark, you said the last time that it wasn't cuddly. You were right. This is not a cuddly creature.
Yes, it's a mammal, and it's got a leathery, armory skin on it. They can dig very deep, and anyone from Texas, American Southwest, has seen these dead alongside highways everywhere you go. This, of course, is one that's has assumed room temperature. This is not alive anymore, but this animal, you will see, when you see the film Climate Hustle, we'll be making an announcement soon on DVD and on-demand availability, Liz, for your audience. This was the animal revealed. This is a special treat. I'm going to have to put it back to sleep here. And again, I feel like I'm selling something. If you act now, I can throw in a pair of robe and a slippers at this deal, but you must call before the next hour. But
I don't feel like you're selling something. I feel like you're about to perform. I feel like you're about to perform a magic trick. Maybe make that thing disappear just with a quick flip of the wand. All right, so this is basically the mascot of liberal hypocrisy when it comes to climate change, because they've used the same animal as so-called proof for both their points, both about global warming and global cooling. That's very good work, Mark.
Thank you. And it goes well beyond the armadillo. In the 1970s, CIA reports and global warming activists were blaming tornadoes, floods, droughts, extreme weather on global cooling. They were blaming political unrest on global cooling. And then they just flipped it around. The temperature started warming. So, hey, let's blame all the same stuff on global warming now. It's not a scientific, they always say, oh, this is the hard science. There's a scientific consensus. It's not a consensus when you can just flip everything at the turn of a dime. And it goes even more modern, Liz. Antarctic sea ice, oh, there's expected to be less. Then they have record. Oh, well, actually, there's expected to be more under global warming. We're expecting less snow under global warming. Then we have record snow. Well, actually, global warming causes more snow. It becomes like opposite predictions. They don't even consult the science anymore. It's whatever happens, they just claim it's consistent with their theory.
Right,
and that's
it's
one of the
actually
things Climate Hustle
remarkable.
exposes.
It's remarkable given what they claim that people actually believe it anymore, because they claim, like you said, the same things cause entirely different results, which usually means that it's a bunch of crock. But on that note, Mark, thanks for finally revealing that to us. We loved seeing it. And I'll talk to you again soon. Come back when you get more information on where we can get the DVD of your movie. After the break, Andrea Tantaros is here to talk about her new book and what makes women miserable. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.